5.2 million views, not bad. Hey there. So that clip that you just saw there was not actually filmed in Greece. That was filmed in the house where I'm house sitting, right down in the valley here in Northern California. But the video itself was filmed on the island of Ios in Greece. And as you can see, it got quite a few views. And so I thought that I would tell you the full story of what happened with that video, both in the filming of it and then it ending up getting more than 5 million views there and counting, because it's kind of an interesting story. So last year, then I did a 6-month trip around the world in which I went to Thailand, Nepal, Cambodia, Greece, Amsterdam and the Netherlands, Portugal and Spain. And I spent about 6 weeks on the Greek islands. And so first I went from Athens by ferry to the island of Santorini, which is a popular and amazing island. On the way, the ferry stopped at Ios, and so I got a little taste of it, seeing it from the ferry there. And it looked really beautiful, and I'd heard that it was, quite the sort of party island, which isn't really my scene, but I looked into it. It looked interesting. There was a lot more to see there than just, the party dance scene that was going on. And so after Santorini, then I took a ferry over to Ios. So I'd been there for, I forget, 3, 4, 5 days or something, and I was staying at this little resort right on a beautiful beach there, and I had an amazing deal in a little tent cabin. There was a whole range of accommodation there, from higher end cabins to the little tent area. You could have your own tent, or you could have one of these tent cabins. And so these little cabins slept 2 people, but they had an offer in which you could take a chance at getting a roommate, and then it was only €8. So whether or not you did end up getting a roommate, it was still just €8. And so I went for it and reserved it online, got there, and it was this cute little cabin, which you can see in the video, which I will link down below if you want to watch it. And so I ended up staying there for 10 days without ever having a roommate, which was definitely a good thing, because it was a very small space to end up sharing with somebody you didn't know. But I was out on the beach one day and just relaxing, enjoying the amazing Mediterranean Sea, taking a swim, getting some sun. And I heard a sort of hoopla from the road that was back behind the beach there. And so I kind of, turn and look back, what's going on. And I see this parade of people coming down the road. And it keeps getting louder and louder, and more people joining in. It is all foreign-looking people. Doesn't look like a Greek thing going on. There's a flag that I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's definitely not Greece. It looks Scandinavian. Turns out it was from Sweden. And so it turns out that what was going on was this island, and in fact my very resort where I was staying, was the site of an annual midsummer's celebration by the Swedes. It was a purely Swedish thing that they had picked this island to converge on and have this wild party and celebration of summer. And so this parade of people continues along the road behind me. And so I'm thinking, I wonder what's going to go on here. I have, no idea what it's about or who it is or anything. But it looks pretty fun, and it's all young people and guys just in shorts and women in bikinis, and they're obviously many of them drunk, and they're looking for a good time. And so clearly they are headed somewhere and going to continue with the noise making and whatnot whenever they get there. And so I decide to get up and bring my camera along and just go check it out, see what's happening, and see what it's all about. This is an amazing beach here. Milopolis, I think it's called, something like that. And there's quite a gathering of people converging in this direction. This is where my resort is. It's called Far Out Village, and I'm staying in a tent here. So I leave the beach and head in the general direction that the parade is going to, and lo and behold, they're going to the very resort that I am staying at. I head up to the pool where there are just tons and tons of people converging there, and it is this whole crazy party going on. So I walk around, get some footage of the party, and then head back to my tent cabin to just kind of put my things there. And then I'm thinking, you know, I should sort of take advantage of this a little bit more. And so what else could I do here other than just, you know, pointing the camera around, getting random shots of the people partying there? And so I come up with this idea. I'm going to pretend like I am trying to take a nap and start the video there. And that I hear this noise going on, and I'm annoyed, and I'm going to go over there and you know, investigate and see if I can try to quiet these people down. And so that is how the video starts. Somebody's blasting music, like middle of the afternoon, it's siesta time, trying to sleep. I'm camping here. The idea is to get a little peace and quiet here on the Greek islands. And then I take the camera, head over to the party, and get lots of shots of what's going on there. I don't think they're going to quiet down. And then I decide I'm going to jump in the pool with the camera. I was prepared with my GoPro with the waterproof casing on it, dive into the pool, and you know, get myself underwater, and then come up and show the whole scene going on around the pool, because there are tons of people all gathered around the pool there, people jumping into the water and everything. And so I do that. I shoot a whole sequence, one shot, going from my tent cabin there to the party, jump in the pool. I have my sunglasses on, and I actually dive in head first, you know, with a camera like this, into the pool. My sunglasses come off. And when I get out of the pool, then I have to, you know, find my sunglasses. I forget if they were like sinking into the pool or they might have floated, I forget. But anyways, I finished that sequence. I'm stoked. I think, okay, this is going to be pretty cool. And then I check my camera, and it had stopped recording. Like 30 seconds into the shoot there, while I was still back in my cabin, then the camera just inextricably, strangely, just stopped recording, never restarted it, and that was it. I did not get my shot. I was so bummed because, you know, it was kind of, you know, a little bit, not complicated, but, you know, a whole scene that I thought was pretty cool, and not really something I wanted to have to repeat. But either I was going to get the shot or I wasn't, and so I decided, okay, here we go, going to do the whole thing again. And so I repeated it, started back in my cabin, went out to the party, dove into the pool again. And then came out of the pool and then headed over to the Mediterranean Sea and dove in the sea and then finished the video there. So again, one straight shot. And then I worked with the footage and edited it a bunch. For one thing, then I put a song over the video through most of it, because there was music playing at the party there, and the way that YouTube works, even if there is music playing in the background that is copyrighted music, then it can get flagged and then you can't make money on that video. But also I wanted to do some cool stuff with it and mess with the you know, video there and you know, make it more interesting than just showing the party. So again, check the link down below if you want to check out that video. And so I posted it, and you know, it did okay. Over the course of the next couple of months, then it ended up being one of my most popular videos, getting, you know, maybe 1,000 views per day or so. So that's like 30,000 views per month. But if you just do the math on that really quick, then you're not going to get, you know, anywhere near 5 million views, getting only 1,000 views a day. That's 365,000 views a year. So that would take 15 years before you got 5 million views. So obviously something else happened. And so what happened is still kind of a mystery to me, but months later I was in Iceland. And some of you may have seen the videos from Reykjavik and elsewhere in Iceland there. And At one point then I noticed that the video bumped up a little bit, started getting a few thousand views per day, and then all of a sudden one day, just out of the blue, then it got 26,000 views in one day. So that was awesome. You know, I didn't know why at all. And then it dropped down considerably. It got maybe 10,000 views the next day, and then like 3,000 to 5,000 views the next couple of days after that. And so I thought, well, it must have gotten posted on some website, and it got you know, a hit of views there, and then it's just going to wane away and go back to normal, because that's happened to me a few times previously with videos that got embedded on various websites. But then it jumped up again a couple days later, and it just went crazy. One day it got 600,000 views. Over the course of the next week, then it got several 100,000 views every day, and in total ended up getting about 4 million views in the course of that week. Now I still have no idea what exactly happened that caused it to get so many views, because after that week, then it basically dropped back down, you know, bounced around a little bit, got like 60,000 views one day, but then came back down and has been getting like 3,000 to 5,000 views per day ever since then, and that was, you know, several months ago. And so its viral, you know, burst there has finished. So I was talking about this with my dad, emailing him and telling him about the video, and he said, why don't you search for the URL of the video, the you know, the actual link, and you can then see the various websites that it has been posted to, and maybe you'll see that it was posted to some, you know, huge website, and that is why it got so many views all of a sudden. And so I did that. If you take the video URL, put it in quotes, and search on Google, then it will show the various places that it has been, you know, embedded or linked to on other websites. And so I did that, but nothing significant came up. So I still don't know what exactly happened there, but my best guess is that it basically just got sort of caught up in the YouTube algorithm, that this is just kind of what happens with YouTube video sometimes, is that, you know, YouTube notices it, lots of people are clicking on the thumbnail, they determine that it is a, you know, pretty good video, and it just gets passed around, recommended, suggested, etc., gets a lot of, you know, being featured, and thus gets clicked on a lot. And then they sort of determine, based on the analytics that are coming back to them, whether it's going to continue getting posted as much as it has or not, or going to get downplayed or whatever. And so, you know, it just kind of had its run, had its chance there, and then, you know, sort of went back to normal of still getting featured a fair amount. You know, 3,000 to 5,000 views per day is still a lot of views. But you know, that was pretty cool to finally get a true viral video, and that video also made me some much needed cash. Basically, I made about $1,500 off of that video in the course of the whole month, from like when it started going big, you know, through the next 30 days or so. Check it out, some deer over there. One of them just heard me. Like 5 of them. Pretty cool. You see a lot of them in Northern California here. And so we'll see what happens in the future. It is definitely not an easy thing to get videos to go viral, but you never know what's going to happen. Just keep on uploading, and you might get lucky. All right, thanks for watching. See ya.